Dear gossip girlies, story seekers, let's get ready for this week's deep dish. On Cocoa Confessions with Cate, your anonymous stories come to the surface. We'll laugh, we'll cry, and you will definitely experience some secondhand embarrassment. So grab your cocoa and cozy up. Hi and welcome to the very first episode of Cocoa Confessions. I'm so excited for this one today. So if you haven't already, grab your hot cocoa, grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we've got stories to share. So I'm doing not only these all anonymously, but I'm doing them all randomly. So instead of going one through however many stories I've got, I'm using a random number generator. So there's no me picking and choosing. I just get to read them for the first time when we're reading them for the stories. So I'm super excited. So, we're reading entry 5 first today, so let's dig right in. I'll give some side commentary along the way, so hopefully you'll be able to tell what's the difference, but I'll give a little commentary at the end of each as well. When I was about 10 years old, I got my first period. Girl, getting a period at like 10, that's rough and normal. I kind of knew what it was, but not exactly. It was a Monday, but I conveniently had the day off school. My parents, however, both at work. I woke up thinking I peed myself. Haven't we all, though? And I went to go clean up. When I saw blood, I freaked the F out. So I called my mum, but she couldn't answer. I called my dad, but he couldn't answer. So I called my best friend, who was older than me, and she explained to me what had happened and that I had got my period. That's kind of sad, poor your parents having to find this all out after the fact. She, over the phone, taught me how to put a pad on, and about 4 hours later, my mum got home, bled through pajama pants and underwear on the bathroom floor and was pissed, but knew what had happened. So I told her everything. Now I'm 13 and look back on the story for a good laugh. I feel like everybody has their own form of first period stories. Mine wasn't that complicated. It was just, I knew what a period was. And it happened, and I was in my bathroom, luckily. Luckily it wasn't in the middle of the night like this, because that is literally the worst, is bleeding through. So I just called out to my mum, but it turned out my dad was like outside my bathroom window doing gardening outside, and my whole goal was not to tell him straight away. Not that there was anything ashamed about telling him, but I kind of wanted to, keep it girly. But anyway, so they both knew, and it's never been a secret to my dad since, and I don't know if I have to tell him anymore. I feel like he probably just knows. Also, my hot cocoa today, we just about ran out of milk, so this isn't the world's best hot choco, but it does the job. But yeah, I must admit, I quite liked that story. It was pretty relatable to my life story. But the only thing that bothers me is the fact that your mum was pissed because your underwear and pants were bled through. Like, if she knew what happened, why would she be pissed? It's not that hard to wash some clothes. So that's our first little story. Let's head down to entry 12. This is today's second entry. Are we ready? Let's have a little sip first. Okay, I am ready. I'm looking forward. So this story takes me back to when I was about 5 years old in a theatre production of Red Riding Hood. I didn't know places did Red Riding Hood as a production. Oh, here we go. It was a pantomime version, and I was Little Red's youngest of 7 sisters, and I had 2 lines, but it was the highlight of my life. I feel like all of us as little kids, if you ever did a theatre show, having any speaking part was just a highlight. Or the iconic non-speaking roles. Anyway, I was doing one of the shows with the audience there, and we were in the finale dance number thing, and I was loving it, and doing my best, but I forgot how far we had to stand back when the curtains closed. Oh no, I feel like I see where this is going. No one told me anything, but then the curtains closed behind me. Poor thing. Honestly. How did nobody tell this sweet little 5-year-old that she was going to get locked or banged by the giant stage curtains? Poor 5-year-old me was standing in front of the curtains and an audience. I panicked and fought the curtain trying to find the gap to get back through, and I cried. Yeah, that's my embarrassing story. Well, thank you for sharing, because I must admit I love hearing other people's embarrassing stories because it makes me always feel better or worse about my own. But I just feel for the fact that you were like 5 and nobody did anything to help you. Like, you were this sweet little 5-year-old and nobody helped you. That truly breaks my heart, honestly. But those are our little confessions for today. They weren't very long, but I did think they were pretty good. So, if you have a confession to share, I want to hear it. They're all anonymous. I will link the form for your submissions in the show notes. I want to hear it. I want to spill all that tea. I want every story you and your friends have ever gossiped about. Because we all know we do. And the best part is, some of these stories might be mine. And you'll never know. So, we're about 2/3 done with my hot chockey. And I still have plenty of stories to share for next week. But if you want to go into the mix, I want to know. But I want to get myself a Coco Confessions mug specifically for this. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed your weekly dose of Coco and Confessions. If you enjoyed today's stories, make sure to tune in same time, same place, same Coco next week. And if you have a story of your own to share, make sure you head on over to the submission form, fill that out, and I hope to feature you soon. Toodles!